Hola! We're going to continue the story. I drank some medicine yesterday, and the darn thing made my uvula swell up a bit. Kind of rasped up. Kind of rasped. So, sorry if I sound a little bit funny today, but it's funnier than usual. Anyway, let's continue. Chapter 6, Introductions. Blue Rose, Min Yoongi Ex-Widow by Lunatic. Namsu led me to the room opposite the dining room. I felt mildly worried of what was going to happen. Hasu saw my worried expression and patted me on the head. "Hey, don't worry, it's going to be alright," he whispered. Then he gave me a comforting look. I smiled back at him, feeling slightly better. "Here, Namsu said as he opened the doors. Then a Suk walked in first, and I followed in after them. I examined the room. It was a fairly big room that had flower lanterns descending from the ceiling. There were soft green sofas surrounding a wooden table in the center of the room. I then with Taeyeon, who was sitting with Jungkook, Demon, who noticed me first and waved at Yoongi. Noticed me first and waved. And Yoongi, who just lay down on the couch with his eyes closed. Namsu coughed. He did this while looking at Yoongi mostly. The two boys stopped chatting and Yoongi slowly got up, yawning. He looked at me with one sleepy eye and yawned again. "It's morning. How is he still sleepy?" Hosuke then sat down next to Demon on the right side. Namsu led me to a lone seat in front of the green sofa, so I was facing them. Then he sat next to Yoongi, which was directly in front of me. Well, minus the table blocking the way. Then all the boys stared at me, with curiosity in their eyes. I felt nervous under their gaze because it felt like I was in some sort of interview. Then Namsu spoke up. "Lunatic, the reason why I call you here is because we need to know exactly who are you, and I'm sure you'd like to know about us likewise." He started. "Finally, I get to know some answers about who these boys are." "Okay then," I replied, getting ready for the array of questions that I'll be answering. "We'll go first then. It'll be your turn to answer, alright?" Namsu said. I nodded and he began. "My name is Kim Namjoon, or Namsu for short." You mean your actual, social, only individual person name? "I am what you call the Green Rose," he started. "Green Rose? What does he mean by that?" "Over there is Kim Taeyeon and Jungkook," he said, showing his hands toward the two boys. They waved at me and smiled. "I'm known as the Red Rose," Taeyeon said. "And I'm the White Rose," Jungkook followed after. Namsu then looked towards them. Demon and Hosuke and I followed my eyes towards them too. "These three are Kim Suk-jin, Park Jimin, and Jung Suk," he stated. Demon smiled at me. "I'm the Yellow Rose," he waved. "Yeah, basically whatever your hair color is, that's the rose you represent." Sorry, I should not be getting triggered by this. He waved. "And I'm the magnificent pink rose," Jin winked at me. I giggled at him. "And I'm the bright orange rose," Hosuke been doing? Little Dad's hands. Then I turned my face to Yoongi, who was sitting down with his arms and legs crossed. Our eyes met for a split second, but Yoongi looked it to the side. You probably already know my name, so there's no need for that. I'm the Blue Rose, he said while looking at me from the side eye. Namsu saw my confused expression and spoke up. You're probably wondering why we're named that. Allow me to explain, he started. Together we're known as the Seven Roses. We are the guardians of the forest. We protect the forest against any evil that tries to destroy this land and use its resources for selfish uses. Each of us individuals have a different representation of roses. As you already heard from the guys here, our roses are very important to us. They are our life and identity. If we were to lose them, we will perish, Namjoon said with narrow eyes. So do you have these roses stored somewhere, or I questioned, kind of confused on what he meant. Namjoon looked at me. We do. But I can't tell you where they are or show you them because they're too precious to us for anyone to know about them. Even if you know about their existence, it's endangering in itself, he said. I nodded in understanding. They'd hardly known me for a day, yet they're telling me all these things about them. As for the meanings about the roses, Suho already told me about them. If I remember correctly, green rose was growth, red was love, white was innocence, pink was kindness, orange was enthusiasm, yellow was friendship, and the blue one is the impossible, unattainable. The meaning of the blue rose sort of confused me, but I guess that's what it meant though. Something about it bothered me. It was probably just my lack of knowledge upon these roses. Now it's your turn to speak about yourself. Lunatic, Namjoon said, looking at me. All the men leaned in, listening intently on what I was about to say. They all looked like children waiting to be told a bedtime story. It was honestly adorable. My name is Lunatic. I'm just a normal girl studying to become a herbalist. To be honest, the only thing I remember since coming here was being pushed into the well by these masked cloaked figures. I'm not sure who they were except one. I said the men all looked at each other with worried expressions on their faces. I continued. Then I woke up in this fairy tale world, and that's where I met you guys, I said, looking at them. Can you tell us who was the masked figure you saw of us? Namjoon questioned. Yes, it was Park Suho, a member of the gardening committees in my road, I replied. Namjoon widened his eyes and Yoongi sat up straight with the angry yet tense expression on his face. I'd never seen Yoongi like this before. What was he so worked up about? Even the rest of the boys looked uncomfortable. Is something wrong? I questioned, sensing the tension in the atmosphere. Lunatic, this Park Suho you mentioned is a very dangerous man. He was known as the Heartless Mask. He manipulates and charms his victims into trusting and loving him by putting on a fake persona, and then he crushes their souls afterwards when he's finished using them. His victims tend to be pure, innocent girls who have done nothing wrong. No one knows what happens to his victims afterwards, but there are rumors that they are kept close to him in some form. He feeds on pure love and throws it away like it's nothing. He's truly a despicable monster. Namjoon said, looking at me in the eye. I was in complete shock on what I just saw. It took me a second to process. The Suho, the man who greeted me so kindly to the gardening club, turns out to be some twisted monster that manipulates poor innocent girls into following him like lost lambs. I got shivers up my spine thinking about it. Yuki got up and left the room without saying a word. The others looked down with a frown upon their faces. What's up with him? Namjoon lifted his head up and spoke lowly to me. Yuki in particular has a personal past with Suho. I won't say it, for his sake, but please treat him with kindness, even if he seems to act cold. He's a good man, I promise you. Namsu pleaded with sincerity in his eyes. I sighed, feeling conflicted on what to say or do. I tried to act nice towards Yoongi, but I won't promise anything, I said honestly. Namsu smiled at me. Thank you, lunatic, truly. Then he suddenly clapped his hands, making everyone, including myself, jump. Well, let's get rid of this gloomy atmosphere and get back to business, shall we? Taeyong, Jungkook, and Hoseok. You're on forest duty today. Demon, you're with Din on gardening duty. Yoongi will be on foresting duty, though he isn't here right now. So, lunatic, I'm sorry to put you through this on your first day here, but do you mind helping out Yoongi? If you find him with his job, he said, looking at me with pleading eyes. I hesitated for a moment before answering. All right, I'll do it. I sighed in defeat. Namjoon looked happy at this. Thanks, lunatic. I really mean it, he said. The guys all stood up from their seat and exited the room. As Demon passed me, he mouthed the words, good luck, and gave me thumbs up. Soon I stood up and went out as well. Now, where can that wildcat be? I decided to go outside to explore the area a bit. I opened the front door and a warm breeze breezed past me. I took in the fresh air and let out a sigh. I wandered around the area looking at the flowers and inhaling the floral scent. I smiled softly to myself. I just love nature so much. It made me happy to be out here. Then I heard the sound of water splashing. I went towards the direction of where it came from. Going around the tree, I saw the waterfall pouring its glistening waters to the pond below. In front of the pond, I saw Yoongi standing there, skipping stones. I took a deep breath and walked towards it. Yoongi heard my steps and turned around. His expression yet again unreadable. Oh, it's you, he said, unbothered. Then he went back to skipping stones. Seriously? I pursed my lips. Namjoon said that you're on foresting duty today, I said, remembering my task. Oh, is that so? Yoongi said, still skipping stones. And I have to come help you, I continued. Yoongi stopped skipping stones and turned to look at me. He looked as if he didn't know if I was joking or not. Namjoon told you to come with me, as in job? Yoongi said, still not convinced. I rolled my eyes at this. Yes, genius, he did. Is there a problem? I questioned. Yoongi ran his hands through his hair and sighed. Great, now I have to babysit as well, he muttered. What was that? I said, tilting my head innocently. None of your concern. Just follow me, barbarian. He said this while walking past me. Hey, wait up, I said, chasing after him. I followed Yoongi to the back of the tree. There was a small wooden shed that had flowers growing around it. Yoongi went inside and came out with 2 weed baskets. He threw one at me. I called it Billy. Fill these up with anything that'll be useful for medicine use. Our supply on hold is getting low, so that's probably why Namjoon told me to force herbs, he said, closing the doors of the shed. Medicinal use. That was the one thing I was good at and loved. I was getting excited over this. I finally get to use my studies on wild herbs for good use. Maybe this won't be so bad after all. Yoongi glanced at me, smiling to myself, and sighed softly. Just don't try to pick poisonous herbs. Who knows, you may end up doing the opposite effect of healing, Yoongi joked. Ha ha, very funny, I started. For your information, my field of expertise surrounds the wilderness and its medicinal properties, so don't worry, little kid, that I won't poison you. I smiled at him in victory. Yoongi raised his eyebrows and glanced to the side, avoiding my gaze. Well, let's just go, he spoke up, walking towards the door that led into the hall. I raised a brow, still smiling at his embarrassment. We walked past the rose paintings. Again, I eyed the blue rose. Then I looked at Yoongi's back. Then I remembered what not to say about Suga and Yoongi. What was their past about? I was really curious to know, but decided against it because it sounded personal. We reached the top of the staircase, and then we were back outside in the forest. All right, follow me. There's a specific spot in the forest where we usually forest, Yoongi said. I nodded, and then we started walking in the opposite direction of where we came from yesterday. We reached an area of the forest that was filled with different colors. They were coming from the different herbs that were present. I instantly recognized some of the herbs. They were mint, fireweed, lavender. All were used for medicinal use and culinary uses as well. You start gathering at this side while I'll gather here. Don't pick anything that's unfamiliar to you, Yoongi said as he rolled up his sleeves. He was actually more muscular than he looked at, which sort of surprised me considering his small frame. All right, pick the things unfamiliar to me. Got it, I said, pretending to not understand him. Yoongi narrowed his eyes at me and sighed as suspected of a barbarian, not understanding simple instructions. He glanced at me, smoking. Whatever, I scoffed and started flourishing. There were so many different types of herbs here, I couldn't believe it. I've only seen a few in real life, but mostly in books. I picked up some sickweed, which sort of looked like daisies. Sickweed was used for cooling herbal remedies. I recall remembering that from a book I read. I placed them in the basket. I also spotted some wood sorrel in the back. They were small with flowers and tasted like lemons. They are very high in vitamin C. Next to a small river grew lavender. Usually they be used for essential oils and such, but fresh lavender actually really good for consumption. It can be used as a antiseptic, useful for bug bites, and the lavender tea is good for sleep, calming anxiety and releasing stress. Then something caught my eye. It was sparkling red and hanging off a small tree. Actually, a lot of them were hanging off the tree. I made my way towards the apple tree and looked it up. I know they weren't hers, but it wouldn't be so bad to bring a couple back to the rest back at the grand tree. I placed my basket on hers down and started to climb the tree. I pulled on the foot on the branch and hauled myself up with my hands. When I reached the top, I finally got close enough to the apples to pick some. Once I had enough, I was about to start climbing back down when I heard the branch beneath me crack. I froze. Please don't break on me. I slowly tried to move, but it made it worse. Hey, barbarian, I think that's enough for two. Yoongi started, but stopped when he saw my shaking figure standing on top of the branch. Hey, why are you? He started, but before he could finish, snap! The branch below me gave up, and my eyes widened at what was happening. I was falling, but it seemed as if everything was going in slow motion. Yoongi's eyes widened in panic, and he immediately dropped his basket and ran quickly towards my falling figure. I closed my eyes, accepting a hard fall, only to be welcomed by a soft landing. I opened my eyes and looked up. The apple tree was still above me, though the apples were scattered around because I dropped them upon falling. Ah! I heard Yoongi groan. You really are a troublesome one, he breathed out suckling, though he sounded in pain. I looked behind me to see Yoongi, who was always looking at me, and then came to a realization on how we were positioned. I was lying on top of Yoongi, whose arms were wrapped around my torso. My eyes widened, and I quickly sat up and then stood up. My face was dusted a light shade of pink. As I furrowed my brows, Yoongi sat up and rested his arm on his knee, tilting his head to the side. He laughed a bit at my actions. You know, this is the second time I saved you since you arrived, he smoked. I stayed silent, still hazy on what happened. And this time you were the one that landed on top of me. he said, referring to our first encounter. I rolled my eyes across my eyes, face still slightly pink. But this was an accident and yours was intentional, I pointed out. Yoongi shook his head, still struggling with his gummy smile. Oh, his smile is so cute. Sorry. I never thought that a cold-faced person could look this innocent. The duality was astonishing. Yeah, but the actions are still the same, he stated, standing up. He dusted himself and then looked at me. Anyways, what were you even doing up there? Yoongi questioned. I looked into the side, feeling slightly embarrassed. Well, I thought it would be nice to bring back some apples, you know, to give to the others, I started with, looking at the apple on the ground. Yoongi gave me an amused look. Your mind is so interesting, he said. I didn't know if he was complimenting or mocking me. He looked at the apples on the ground and began picking them up. What are you doing? I questioned. Picking up your mess. Besides, it would be a waste to let them rot, especially after the effort it took to get them, he reasoned. I blinked at him for a second, then I bent down to help him pick up the apples. As I was picking the apples, I glanced at Yoongi. He had a soft expression on his face, unreadable, but it was not one of his hard gazes. It looked comforting, so I say. Maybe Namsu and Demon were right. Maybe he wasn't such a bad person after all. Chapter 7. Tea. Me and Yoongi returned back to the grand tree, holding our baskets of herbs and apples in our hands. It was getting dark, and nightfall was approaching. When we arrived back in the grand tree, Din was the first to greet us. Whoa, you two look like a mess. Did you wrestle a wild animal or something? He gasped, looking up and down at our attire. I didn't realize how dirty our clothes had gotten from that incident. There were stains on my blouse and dress, but they weren't as bad as Yoongi's. Oh, that was bad. They weren't as bad as Yoongi. However, his bag was covered in grass stains, much worse than mine, because he was the one that acted as my pillow. Upon falling off the tree, I bit my lip and looked at my basket, avoiding Din's gaze. Wrestle is one way to describe it, Yoongi said, glancing at me. I looked at him and gave him a look that read, "Don't you dare say it." He chuckled quietly to himself, then gave a confused look to both of us, but brushed it off. He saw the red ruby apples and beamed. "Wow, they look delicious. Did you guys pick them for us?" They exclaimed, looking at the apples. And there's enough for everyone," I said, feeling glad that I decided to pick the apples despite risking a broken bone for them. "They'll be great for breakfast tomorrow, but you guys should probably clean up, since you look too like you got beat up by Mother Nature. So I guess you could say I couldn't believe my eyes when I saw your state." Then looked joked and laughed hysterically. Okay, that made me cringe a bit. But that was the point, so very well done in that thing. Yoongi kept a straight face while I was snickering at Din. "Come on, how can you not laugh?" "Ignore him, Nandate. Let's just store these apples in the pantry," Yoongi said, not amused. "Does it mean pantry?" I joked. Yoongi gave me the same look as he gave to Din. However, Din started laughing even harder. "Haha, good one, Nandate," Din wheezed between laughs. He wiped away his tears and took a few deep breaths, finding himself with his hands as he did so. "It's been a while since I've joked around like this ever since I came here, so it felt pretty calming to have a laugh with Din. And I thought Din was obnoxious. Now the barbarian has joined too. He blankly said and began walking into the dining room. Psst, ignore him, lunatic. He doesn't understand our humor, Then said, putting his hands on his hips. I shook my head and sighed. Yeah, I know. Anyway, see you later then. I waved him off. He did the same. I followed after Yoongi, who was already in the pantry. He was placing the apples in the fruit basket on the middle shelf. I noticed he was struggling to lift the apples even though they were really light, not to mention he was built up well. After a while of observation, I went up to him and poked his back. He winced upon contact. Ah, what are you doing? He asked, feeling shocked at my sudden touch, so my eyes didn't deceive me. Don't tell me you got into it when you caught me, I questioned, though it was more as he looked for confirmation. Yoongi noticed my expression and furrowed his brows. He then went outside and put down his basket. It's not a big deal. Besides, I've dealt with worse injuries, far worse than this, he explained. I felt a sudden wave of guilt wash over me. Why did I have to pick these stupid apples? So I didn't particularly like Yoongi and his attitude, but that doesn't mean I didn't want to physically hold him. But that doesn't mean I want to hold him. It was all my fault that this happened. Yoongi noticed my frowny expression. He lifted his hand towards my forehead and flicked it hard. Ow! Hey, what's that for? I cried, rubbing my forehead. Yoongi smiled and laughed at my reaction. No reason in particular, it's just that you looked way ugly when your face is hanging, Yoongi teased. I narrowed my eyes at him and went outside. Don't feel bad about my back. I'll heal up really quick anyways. And the hugs we got today would definitely help with the healing process, he said. I felt relieved when I heard that. The next day, be more careful next time. What if I accidentally put poison herbs in the basket? I said, pretending to act innocent. Then I'll make you test them to make sure if they're poison or not. Yoongi deadpanned. Wow, talk about honesty. Yoongi turned to the shelf and continued to place the apples into the basket. Hey, wait, no, I'll do them since your answer, I said, taking Yoongi's basket from him. Does the barbarian actually care for me? Yoongi said with a sticky smile. Yeah, right, I'm only doing this as a favor because of your injury, I scoffed, placing the last few apples into the fruit basket. When I was placing the apples into the fruit basket, I picked up Yoongi's basket and passed it to him. Now where do we put these herbs? I asked, picking up my own basket. There's a room on the second floor where we store our herbs. We'll store them there, Yoongi replied. I nodded in acknowledgement, and we both began making our way upstairs. We walked towards a room that was opposite to the library. I pushed open the door for us, and Yoongi walked in first, me following after. When I closed the door, I turned around and saw something even more amazing. This place just kept surprising me. It felt as if bubbles were floating inside of me. It's the same feeling a child would get on the first time visiting Disneyland. In front of me was what you would call a kitchen laboratory, which basically means to create medicinal concoctions from herbs and plants of all sorts in this room. I walked around the room examining the different types of jars and plants that were around the area. There was just jars filled with different sorts of herbs and liquids and some not. I could see fresh herbs growing out of suspended baskets and windows. Blah, blah, blah. Excitement was about to burst. Next, owning a library. The biggest thing I want to own is a laboratory of my own, where I can make my own concoctions. I tried to start one at home, but Mom said that I'll take up all the space in home. Speaking of home, I wonder how Mom and Dad are holding up. This is the first time we've been apart for so long, and I hope they're doing just fine. Yeah, they'll be alright. Just place the herbs in here, Yoongi said, pointing at several miniature baskets. Oh, alright, I responded and began separating out the herbs. Right, lavender here, chamomile here. I muttered quietly to myself as I sorted out my herbs. When I was done organizing the herbs in the basket, I stood up and saw that Yoongi was busy hanging up the mint. I stared at him, then looked towards his bag. Even though he said he was fine, I still felt guilty. Then suddenly I came up with an idea. I got up and walked towards the shelves with jars on them, looking for the jar with turmeric. I grabbed it and opened the jar. A strong, small, blasted into my face smell. I searched around looking at the dry herb section. Then I stumbled across some valerian root, or as they call it, nature's tranquilizer. Perfect. I had all the ingredients. Looking at the pot, I poured in some water. Then I used the flint and steel next to the pot to ignite the coal. Flames soon started to peel and heat up the pot. When the water came to a boil, I added some turmeric and a piece of valerian root in it. I left it for a while to let it sleep. Yoongi noticed what I was doing and came over to inspect. What are you doing? He questioned, looking at the black pot. Making tea, I responded. Yoongi looked at me, trying to figure out what I was thinking. You're making tea? He said desperately. Yep, and you're gonna drink it, I said, looking at him. Are you trying to poison me? He responded suspiciously as he eyed the pot. No, in fact, I'm trying to do the opposite of that, I responded, mimicking his remark from earlier. I seriously doubt, he said, raising his brows. When the tea was down, I took a lid and scooped up some tea into a small cup. I added some honey for sweetness, swirling the tea with a spoon. Here, I said, handing the golden yellow liquid to Yoongi. He took it from my hand and then looked at the cup, then at me. It's not poisonous, I swear, I said, putting my hands up. Then take a sip, Yoongi said, holding the cup towards me. What? I questioned. The tea was for him, not me. Yoongi stared at me with the cup in hand. Okay, fine, Your Highness. I rolled my eyes and took a sip. It was sweet yet spicy. Happy now? I said, feeling like some sort of test taster. Yoongi just gave a look of approval and began drinking the tea. He finished it in one go. When he was done drinking, I looked at him expecting some sort of reaction. It tastes alright, he said, looking at the empty cup. Anyway, why did you make me drink that? He questioned. The tea is used to relieve body aches and pains, so I thought it would be somewhat helpful with the back, I stated. Yoongi stared at me, and a small smoke formed across his face. So the barbarian actually does care for me, he said, folding his arms, smiling. Is he serious? I gave him a witty look and opened my mouth to speak. No, as I said before, this is all in favor because of your injury, I said clearly. Yoongi just shook his head and placed the cup on the table. Anyways, let's get cleaned up. Sam was right when he said you looked like a mess, he said, looking at me up and down. Hey, he also said it to you, I said, narrowing my eyes at him. Yeah, well, I think it was more towards you, he laughed as he began exiting through the door. At least say thank you for the tea, I muttered as I followed after him. When I exited the door, Yoongi was already walking towards his room. I started going up the stairs and back up to my room. When I was about to reach the door handle, I felt something on my shoulder. Lunatic, a voice said. I turned around and was met with sky blue eyes. Demon, I questioned. What's up? Do you have a minute? He asked, looking intently at me. I tilted my head at him. So, what do you want to say? I asked. Demon pursed his lips for a second before speaking. Not here, though. Do you mind coming with me? He asked, tilting his body, hinting for me to follow him. I hesitated for a second. To be honest, all I wanted to do was take a hot shower and go rest in my nice, comfy bed. I looked at Simmons, whose eyes were practically begging me to come. Okay, I eventually said. Demon smiled at me and began walking downstairs. I walked beside him, looking at Demon. I was wondering what he wanted me for. Here, he said, opening the door. I walked in. It led outside to a small mini balcony that hung over the grass below. I looked up and saw that a crescent moon was present in the sky. So what do you want to talk about? I asked. Demon walked up in front of me. It's about Suho, he said, looking me in the eye. I stared back at him, confused. You might be in danger, he finally said. Chapter 8, Thoughts. Yoongi's Pub. When I was about to enter my room, I turned my head around when I heard two voices speak. I saw Demon and the barbarian walk downstairs. What were they up to? Well, it's not like it concerns me anyways. I went inside my room and immediately flopped it onto the ground, back against the door. Crap. That thought really took a toll on me. My back feels like it's being pressed on constantly. I'm hoping that the tea will help from audio. In the meantime, just try to sew. You might be in danger, a voice said. Huh? Demon? It sounded like it came from outside. Groggily, I tried my best to stand up, ignoring the fact that it hurt like hell. Come on, Yoongi. Don't be such a wimp. I dragged myself towards the balcony and looked down to my left to see Demon and the barbarian standing on the wet floor balcony below. What? She said. I saw Demon tense up. I followed my brows at the sight. What were they talking about? Well, if you consider the current situation I'm in, it's pretty obvious that I'm not entirely safe, especially if Suho is involved, she quoted. My eyes darkened as said names. I despised that name. I hated everything about it. The mention of it was enough to make my blood boil like hell. My grip tightened so hard that the rails nearly broke. Demon looked at her and pursed his lips. Lunata, this is serious. Suho is dangerous. Man, and the fact that he brought you here means that he's plotting something. Demon stared, hardening his gaze. He is plotting something. What does that bastard have in his filthy mind of his? She noticeably took a soft yet quiet breath in an attempt to keep cool. She folded her arms and lowered her head, slightly to the side. Well, what do you think he's plotting? She questioned. Jimmy gave her an unknowing look, yet his eyes looked like they were hiding something. She sighed. Lunata, the reason I'm telling you this is because I want you to be safe. There's no knowing what Suho will do, but I hope that me telling you about this will help make you be safe in some way, Demon said. She looked at him and gave him a warm smile. Thank you, Demon. You've been a good friend ever since I came here. I really appreciate it. And yes, I will keep your words in mind. Thanks again for telling me about Suho, she said, smiling lightly. Demon gave an eye smile. Demon, I know he's a sucker for compliments, and I could tell he was feeling out of this world right now. Anyways, is that all you wanted to talk about? She said, looking at him. No. I've already taken way longer to talk with you than anticipated. You're probably really tired right now. And anyways, thank you for letting me borrow some of your time, Demon said, bowing slightly. She laughed. It's fine. I'm grateful anyways. See you later, Demon, she said. Walking past him. Demon smiled as he waited a while. When she was out of sight, David slowly put his hands down and pursed his lips. He walked towards the balcony and leaned on the rails. He looked towards the sky and sighed. He then mumbled a few words to himself, so quiet that I couldn't make it out on what he was saying. Then he smiled, though there was a hint of sadness behind it. Then he turned around and went back inside. Sighing, I went back into my room. That was a waste of my time. I walked towards the bathroom, stripped down, letting the grass-stained clothes down on the floor and got in. The warm water felt heavily around me. When I was finished showering, I put on my pajamas and hopped into my bed. I smiled softly upon impact of the fluffy sheets. Finally, I get sleep after this long-ass day. I realized that my back didn't hurt as much as before. Huh? So the tea did work. That barbarian actually knows her stuff. I narrowed my eyes after sitting, with my arms around my head. I remembered David's eyes from Morio. He was hiding something, but what? If it's about him, then I deserve to know. After all, never mind. I don't want to waste my thoughts on that. Still staring at the ceiling. My eyes started to droop. Then soon, I was fast asleep. Back to your path. I walked up the suitcase and searched for my doorknob. I turned it and walked in. I get to relax now, score. But first, let me do something about my artery. Dude was right. I looked like a mess. I took a quick shower and put on my gown, eager to get in bed. I basically cannonballed into the king-size mattress. I snuggled into the blankets, inhaling the floral scent. And then lay there, thinking about what David said about Suga. He's plotting something. But why does he need me? A million thoughts flooded my mind, coming up with possible solutions to why he would need someone like me in his plot. But ended up with nothing. I'm just a normal college student. What more could there be? Ugh, I should have never joined that damn gardening club. I rolled over to the side, hugging my pillow. I just want to go home. I miss my college stove and the busyness of the campus. Heck, I even miss my teachers, even that boring psychology teacher. Ending up in this fantasy-like world was never on my list of things to do. Who knows, maybe this is